Alright everybody, welcome back to today's new episode where we will be trying to beat a pay-to-win server, or a server that is, it's clearly pay-to-win. I mean, there's no doubt about that. It's Manicube. If y'all never played on Manicube, or if y'all have never even heard of Manicube, it's a decently sized server. They got, you know, big player base, a few thousand people and everything. Basically, you just try to sell things, get things, you get your armor and stuff, your better armor, your legendary weapons, all that stuff, and a bunch of it's paid, because you can pay to get little things that will help you along and create farms and everything. So we're going to try to do it without paying at all. As you can see right here, I'm trying to make a infinite water source, and I completely failed. Going over to make my first farm, which is a sugarcane farm, and if you don't know anything about a sugarcane farm, then, I mean, they're pretty easy to build. You just do what I'm doing here, water and everything. And sugarcane's one of the best things you can farm in here because it just gives you a bunch of money. Now, these flowers just didn't want to cooperate, but this is pretty much most of what you do is you AFK, you do this, you do challenges and stuff. So as you can see here, I'm just building out the sugarcane farm and stuff, and now I just go ahead and put the water everywhere. That looks like it's going really fast. Oh my days. Look at that. Look at the frames. Oh my gosh. And I fell. Anyways, pretty much this is what you do, is you pretty much just have to farm and stuff. So like, as you can see here, I shop, check out the sugarcane prices, and figure out that is way too much. And I go ahead and build my next farm, which is not the tree farm, I just planted those. My next farm, which is a bamboo farm. So here I am laying out just the surface for it and everything. And as you can see, it just takes a lot and everything. And you can't automate farms because they don't allow observers. They allow pistons, but they don't allow observers and stuff, which sucks. Because you can't automate everything. You have to go do it by hand, I think. Don't quote me on that. I just started this server not too long ago. That's why I have a little over 50k. But yeah, so then over here, I went to go create my my other farm, which is just the normal crop farm and everything. So I did that, you know, made it out here. Then as you can see, my brain currently working like in overtime right here, trying to figure out how I was going to do the melon part of the farm. And I built that out, like the melon and pumpkin part of the farm, which I built out there, and then I built out another area so the melons and pumpkins could actually go on it. Went ahead and hoed, and my hoe broke, but for some reason it still works, so I don't know how that works, but I don't have to buy another hoe or nothing. Also, you don't start out with diamond tools, you start out with iron. I just bought diamond because I completely reset my island. I played for a little bit and everything, and then just, like I said, just completely decided to reset it. Bought myself some more dirt to finish out this farm and everything, and just went ahead and built it real quick, hoed out the rest of the land, allowed myself to, you know, get some plants going and everything, get all the essential farms and stuff. That way I could sit here and AFK and do all this boring stuff. Yeah, the goal is to basically become the richest player on here. Now, like I said, I haven't played this much. I don't exactly know how to become the richest. Maybe farms aren't the way to go. Maybe it's going to, I don't think you can, but raid other people's bases. I don't know. But let's not raid other people's bases because I suck at PvP, as you will see later in the video. And pretty much here I am just planting all the farms and everything. If you don't know, planting them in rows, not next to each other, basically makes it where, what's it called? It's better. Anyways, here we are. We're getting ready to explore Wolf Haven, because Wolf Haven's kind of it's the area where you can go to mine a bunch of ores and sell it for a bunch of money. Here I am killing a wolf because they got a bunch of things that patrol the outsides of it, so you can't do it. Here I am trying to hit a player. Ignore that because I'm not the smartest guy. So as you can see, you walk up, you find some ore like here, and you die just like that. There's a bunch of things that protect it, but as you can see, you sell what you buy. And this guy here sells it for a lot more than if you just sold it in the chat, or if you just clicked /sell. So basically you just go down to this quarry and you just mine as much as you can of iron and gold and stuff, and you have to deal with these guys, which are a pain. So yeah, as you can see, you just pretty much just go through and mine. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna put this into overtime because this is gonna take a while. Alright, so I put this into 5 times speed just because the mining adventure takes a while and it's very repetitive. As you can see, I died to that guy there. If you want, you can slow the video down to see him, or I can just do another video in depth on it. But basically what you do is you just go down the mine, you try to find little areas like what I found earlier, where you try to find areas like this with a bunch of coal and iron and gold. Gold is the best one. Gold and iron are the 2 most expensive, followed by coal. I haven't seen any diamonds. I don't know if that's a thing down here. I wouldn't be surprised if it isn't, but then again, it kind of makes sense. Mini iron golem, which I don't know what that does exactly yet. But, and then there's something there that was really hard to mine. I don't know. But pretty much, you just go around mining everything you can, mining all the ores you can, trying not to die, and you just rack up a good amount of money from it, especially early game. And that's pretty much your whole goal here. As you can see, I'm going down, climbing down the levels. I kind of just forgot about the coal, or just left the coal halfway through, because if I could just find the iron and gold, I mean, there was no point to really kind of sit there and mine the coal, because the iron and gold just sells for so much more. You can see I did a little parkour down, grab some gold, whatever that block is, some more iron. And then, as you can see, it's just very, very protected by a bunch of things. And then I found this. I don't know what all this is, this area is, but it is hugely protected. It is completely different from everything else. It's weird. It's strange. Yeah, pretty much I just went around and just mined as much as I could, trying to gain as much as I could before I got back to the surface. I died, as you can see, but we're at 54,000. So if you'll see me sell everything, we're at 67 now, 80,000 now, 84,000. So from that mining trip, we went from 50 to 87,000. So we gained $37,000 from that. And all you do with your money is you just go ahead and you buy more farming stuff, more tools, more of everything really. But there's a bunch of things you can use, like mana. That's something you can use to buy stuff like enhancements for your island. There's heads which you can use to, like mob heads, which you can use for stuff. But at this point, I just went ahead and started to AFK here because there was really nothing to do, nothing left to do in this. So yeah, I pretty much just sat here, AFK'd for a while, as you can see. Got a little boring, so I'm gonna just speed this up for you real quick. Alright, so I sped it up a little bit. As you can see, it was pretty much just AFKing there, waiting for the farms to go. I'll probably end up in the next episode buying a bunch of sugarcane and bamboo just so it doesn't take as long. Because it just takes I'm going to track everything I do on camera, by the way. I'm not going to do anything off camera just to show that anybody can come onto a server and pretty much win. I don't want to have to spend an unholy amount of hours on this game, unfortunately, which if that's the case and that's what it takes, I will not do this, and I will clearly prove that this server's pay to win. But as you can see, I sat here pretty much for a while. I AFK'd for a very long time, and then I waited until a message popped up, and you'll see that in a second. So as you can see, a message popped up in the bottom corner, and it says, click to join Island Wars. Now, I don't know what this is. I've never seen this. I played this server maybe not even, like 2-3 hours, and all of a sudden there was just this. There's little challenges that you can do. It says spell certain words and stuff, and you can earn some mana and stuff. But I've never seen this, so I clicked in, got ready for Island Wars, figured it would be something cool, and this is what it was. You had to protect your island, and that was basically it. So here I am trying to shoot some reds off with the bow. As I said, I suck at PvP, so this is not a great sequence of events for me. I beat him real quick. Tried to raid, and then this, look, I hit this guy like 4 times and he decided to not take any damage, so I don't know what the problem was there. But went back in, dealt with this red real quick, and then helped my teammate with that red. Sitting here half, like 2 hearts and everything, just trying to live. And then I figured, if you know bed wars, this is a good old bed war strategy. You gotta cover your thing. And now I don't know if this works actually. I don't know if they can just mine through it or something, but I went ahead and covered it. Don't know if it works, like I said, but went ahead and did it anyway. And then went out to face the rest of the world. Started shooting some bows, and I missed, of course. And then shot some bows there, missed, and then got absolutely destroyed. No, not even destroyed. I just suck. I should have easily beaten him. But that happened, so we went ahead and grabbed my bow again, shot some arrows, tried to hit this guy off, and I suck at shooting, so as you can see, I just shoot 5 arrows and just miss every single one of them. The windburst kind of reminds me of the fireball in Bed Wars. Like I said, if you know, you know. And I just got raped by somebody from behind on the red team. Then just kept respawning and just trying to figure things out. Tried to bridge over to this, did a little bit of speed bridging real quick. Went over to this island, didn't think anybody had looted it yet, and I come here, to my surprise, blue looted it. So came back, saw my team was getting invaded by red or something. So went over here, took care of business, helped my teammate out, and then boom, PvPing, and I got absolutely destroyed again. But then, in this next section, you're going to see the absolute big brain plays of me. Look, you can literally see my brain calculating everything that we should do. So I decided I'm going to start bridging over on top to red. And then all of a sudden, this little feller has to come over. And he just decides he's going to be a big pain in the ass. I mean, look at this. He just decides he wants to shoot a bow and stop my plan. And here I am absolutely piecing him up with a bow until he decides, hey, you know what, we're just gonna annoy you the whole time until you can't do it. So I was like, I'm at 1 heart. You know what, let's just go ahead and die. Get back up there, get back on the horse. So here I am, absolutely sniped this guy off. And then here I am, just absolutely beaming this dude with my bow. Just watch this. Boom, boom. I hit him again. No, I did not hit him again. Anyways, so then he fades away. So here I am. I'm going up. I'm taking care of business. I'm bridging all the way over. And then somebody tries to snipe me off. Look at that. It barely missed. Now blue's running over to our base, and I might be the biggest idiot ever because I thought there was a way to get in from there. There was not. Anyways, blue took care of that, and then I got taken care of, and here I sat here for the rest of the time trying to figure it out. Anyways, this is day 1 of trying to beat a pay-to-win server. I hope you enjoyed this, and see you here tomorrow. Adios.